Do you know the word prescient? Prescient means literally to be able to see around the corner. And the Bible exhibits a lot of prescience. In fact, in Romans 1 verse 22, it talks about cultures that reject God and reject truth. And it says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Hi, Alex McFarland here. And I want to give you an example of how I think the Word of God would say our culture is currently very foolish. By the way, if you would please like and subscribe to our videos on apologetics and worldview, I would appreciate that. And tell your friends and share this, if you would, on social media. But an example of professing ourselves to be wise, we're very foolish. I've got an article here from the National Library of Medicine. It's from April of 2022, so about a year ago. And it says that examples of testicular cancer among trans women is exactly equal to that of cis men. Now, just to be clear, as I'm sure you probably know, whenever you see the phrase in the news, trans women, that's really genetic males who identify as female. If you see trans males, which is much more rare, those are genetic females that profess to be males. Cis, C-I-S, the Latin word for same, a cis man is a guy that was born male and identifies males. For instance, they would say that I am a cis, C-I-S, male, because I was born male and I am male and I identify as male. But here's the thing, of trans women, in other words, genetic males that identify as female, the incidences of testicular cancer, this is a medical journal study, testicular cancer among trans women is identical to testicular cancer rates among cis males. Why is that? It's because trans women are really men. So the testicular cancer rate among men is the same as the testicular cancer rate among men. Why? Because men are men. Men are not women. Now, I realize that the woke left and the power brokers in education, government, media, they would freak out if you say that men are men. Now, Aristotle, one of my favorite figures from history, would say, because of his great law of identity, you know, Aristotle is the father of logic. You remember logic, right? It's that thing we don't practice anymore. Reasonableness. If A is A, conversely, not A is not A. In other words, A is not non-A. A is A. Meaning men are men are not women. But I digress. Here's the thing, folks. Like Romans 1:22, professing ourselves to be enlightened, we've become darkened. Professing ourselves to be wise, we're actually foolish if we reject truth. Folks, I want to do two things. I want to know truth. I want to live truth. And I want to challenge you to please pray that we would have a renaissance of truth, because if we don't have the courage to say there is truth and there are things that are untrue, if we don't have the courage to stand for truth, we're going to descend further and further into chaos. In other words, that's about where we are. Folks, have the courage to stand for truth. We're here to help you do that. May God bless you. May God give you a passion for truth.